back?
I believe we are back after our 2-month hiatus. Something like that. It's been a while.
It's kind of your fault.
How's it all my fault?
You're always leaving on Saturdays.
Well, I got stuff to do, and things come up, you know. Don't always plan for these things. Looks like we're taking a raft, I guess. Hop aboard the raft. No. No, we'll just put her around. What's been going on? Anything new in the past however long it's been?
Not really.
No? Just had Christmas?
Yep.
Protect Bannon.
Oh, great. An escort quest.
Hope you can keep up, stupid AI. I gotta remember how to play this game. What's blitz? Left, right, left?
Oh, yeah.
I got it. Help.
Feigning like you forget.
Well, I've been getting back into Magic the Gathering.
Ooh.
Straight, left, or right? What do you think, subscribers? What should we do? We'll wait. Let's go straight.
Surprised you have that much control over a raft moving that fast.
Yeah. It gives you time to think, you know, as rafts do.
So why do people play Magic the Gathering?
Why? Because it's fun? I don't know. It's, I think the reason I got into it was because I was watching all of Loading Ready Run's videos, and they do a lot of Magic videos, which I had never, what? Put in the right input. Oh wow, he's low on health. Anyway, I didn't usually watch their Magic the Gathering videos because I haven't really touched the game in like 15 or so years, and it has a lot of terminology that you need to learn to be able to follow what they're doing. But it eventually came to be that I just had gone through all of their back catalog of videos, and so I'm like, well, let's see if I can watch some of their Magic videos. So I started watching their Magic videos, and I started picking up on the terminology again, and got more and more interested in it, and there's an online version you can play, so I opted to try that out.
What's the name of that?
It's just Magic the Gathering Online.
Creative.
You know what you're getting. Doesn't have to be fancy. It's like a $10 initial fee to get your account loaded up, but they give you like a starter pack of cards, and they give you these new player points, so you can play against other new players for, you know, as long as your points last.
And how much does it cost to buy a new pack of cards?
It's like the same price as buying regular stuff. So what's that, like $4 a pack, I think, for a booster pack? And there's a whole big online trading thing that you can do, mostly done with bots. I haven't messed around with any of that yet. Mostly what I wanted to try out was drafting, which is something that I never heard about prior to, you know, a few months ago.
That's when you drive behind another car and it gives you a speed boost?
Well, in this context, no. It is more akin to the definition of drafting in sports, when they, you know, a team makes a first pick and then another team makes a second pick on players, and so on and so forth. Let's see. And so how it works is you get like 8 people together. Each of them has 3 booster packs, which are 15 cards each. Everyone opens the first pack. You take 1 card out of it that you want in your deck, and then you pass the remaining 14 to your left, and then you make another pick out of the ones you get from the right. And you keep picking one and passing over until it's run out, and then everyone opens the second pack, and it keeps going until all 3 packs are down. And then you have your 45 cards that you've picked out of the packs, and you make a deck out of it. And the requirement is, for a draft, normal Magic you have to have a 60 card deck, but for a draft it can be as low as 40 cards. And you get to add as many lands as you want. You don't have to like rely on the 3 lands that you've taken out of the packs. So normally you try and get about 17 lands and 23 other spells. Oops, that was just a circle.
I thought you knew where you were going.
I'm just picking randomly. So you make your 40 card deck, and then you get paired up against other opponents in the draft, and you play a best of 3 game, and yeah, it's pretty interesting because it's not like regular Magic that I'm used to, where people who have like sought out all the best cards and just put those in their deck. You know, they're the ones who are going to win. It's just kind of randomized, so that kind of interested me. It's been pretty fun so far. The online component makes it kind of hit and miss, because sometimes somebody will get disconnected, and if they get disconnected for longer than like 10 minutes, then you win the game. That's so far been my winning strategy. Won a lot of games against disconnected opponents, but I've had some decent fights. Like yesterday, I did a draft and ended up winning one round because of this interesting creature. It's a white creature. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a white creature. It costs a decent amount of mana to put out, but it's 4 power and 6 toughness, and it has vigilance, meaning it doesn't tap when it attacks, so you can still use it to block. And
sounds like a good card.
So far, yeah. It also has lifelink, so anytime it deals damage, you gain that much life. And it has a... and it also has this other rule that says at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have more than 40 life, you win. so you put that creature out, and the next turn around, I put a +2/+2 enchantment on it, so it was like 6/8, and I also put a flying enchantment on it, so you couldn't even be blocked at all. And so I think I won in like 2 or 3 rounds after that. It was pretty awesome. And occasionally you'll come up against a really tough combo. I mean, it's all pretty random, you know, you might not get the cards you want in your hand. But somebody played like this vampire that like at the beginning of their upkeep, all their opponents lose a life and they gain a life. And then they had another creature where it was like anytime you gain a life, you can like tap a plains and put like a +1/+1 counter on one of your creatures. So like every turn he gained life, and he just kept buffing up his creatures. So that was pretty tough.
Nice.
And every I guess every like expansion block or set or whatever has like a general theme to it. Like the latest one is Battle for Zendikar, and it has kind of the allies against the Eldrazi, and the Eldrazi are these world-eating creatures. They've come up with this new mechanic of being colorless. And so if you have a spell that like target red creature is destroyed or whatever, then you can't play it against these colorless creatures. And a lot of them, the strategy with, if you're playing like an Eldrazi based deck, the idea is that you play a lot of small creatures that spawn these other small creatures that you can then... What is it? It's our good friend Ultros. He's the comic relief bad guy. But yeah, with the Eldrazi, fire does anything. The Eldrazi have a lot of cards that spawn these little 1/1 creatures that you can sacrifice for mana. And so even though maybe you only have like 5 lands out, but if you sacrifice, 3 of these Eldrazi's, then you can tap for 8 mana and bring out one of your big Eldrazi's. Whoa. He just one-shotted her. Maybe I shouldn't cast spells at him.
He hates muscle heads.
Oh.
Get him!
Ow. So yeah, pretty interesting experience with Magic Online so far.
How much money have you put into it?
So I had the $10 initial fee. I spent, I think, $10 to get into one draft, and another $14 to get into another draft. And so that's what, $34 so far?
$34.
I'd say it's, I'm limiting myself to one expenditure per week. I figure, I spend more than that on food every week. I can cut down on my food spending.
Well,
The way to go, Bannon.
one shot it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should sit around and grind for a while.
Maybe. Wonder how much it would take to make a difference.
So I have these old tape recorders that I use sometimes.
Okay.
I like the sound of them, and I've looked inside of them before, and they have they're made in the 70s and 80s, so they have these old hand-designed circuit boards where you can see the waviness of their hands.
Okay.
And so they're simple enough. I figured I could probably recreate the circuits elsewhere and play around with them. So I cracked one open. I can't really get a look at the components. I can just see the back side of the circuit board. But I don't really know enough about those circuit blocks, how they work, to be able to identify the core components. So I started looking up videos on how amplifiers work on YouTube. And, do you know anything about that?
I've done a tiny amount of hobbyist type electronic stuff. I don't really remember much of it.
Oh.
I mean, I have a whole kit if you want to mess around with stuff. It's a little, they call it a breadboard, and you can just plug in electronics and connect everything up, and I have a whole bunch of resistors and capacitors and whatnot. So I could certainly lend you that.
So I've learned that there are 2 core types of amplifiers. There's a Class A amplifier and a Class D amplifier.
Okay.
And the Class A amplifier came around when vacuum tubes were being used. The core component of them is the transistor, which for our viewers out there, I'm sure you already know this. Transistor has it's like a hose with a kink in it, and so you got 2 ends of the hose, and then you got the thing doing the kinking.
Okay.
And it can either shut it off or turn it on, doing that. So it's got 3 leads into it. You don't know any official terms for that, do you?
Doesn't come to mind.
Okay. So... Shouldn't have wasted that Phoenix down.
I'm gonna put these guys in like the back row next time.
So with a vacuum tube, it's an analog transistor. So, like, the more voltage you throw into the kinking side, the more it lets through. As opposed to a modern-day solid-state transistor, which is either off or on, depending on how much you throw at it. And so, that basically does all the work, right there. Because you can just send an audio signal to it, and high voltage through the main part of it, and it'll create a high voltage representation of that signal. Are you dying? Are you gonna die?
It's going well so far.
Oh, you're frightening him.
That's good.
And so that's the Class A amplifier. Oh.
There it goes.
That's a Class A amplifier. And with Class D amplifier, I don't really understand it yet. Because you got the digital transistor. And basically what they do is they
Whoops. Oh, that's what I meant to do.
they set it up so that it's right between the switching states for the transistor, so it's like just about to switch on or off. And then there's like, I don't know, something about the audio signal makes it flip on and flip off at regular intervals, and that like encodes the data. I don't really understand it yet. That's what I've been doing like the past few days.
Alright. Is this, I assume this is because of your interest in, like, music? It has to do with, like, guitar amps and such.
And the tape recorder. I thought that maybe I could look up what sort of microphone they use, and I could just use that. But it uses an electret microphone, which has been developed over the years, and it's the sort of microphone that's in your cell phone and stuff. And so it's like, the modern day ones are really good, which is kind of bad for me, because I like the way they colored the sound.
Okay.
So, people keep getting these cool sunglasses.
Yeah, it's totally dope. He's the bro, right?
I don't know why he doesn't just lean down below them like that all the time.
Sweet, now I got glasses. Reminds me of that Calvin and Hobbes comic, where it's like, if you want to be cool, you gotta wear these shades. It's like, but I can't see anything. That's why you just lean up against this wall all day long. That's what cool people do.
Did you read a lot of Calvin and Hobbes?
Oh yeah.
Did you have the books?
I have a number of books. I don't have all of them.
Thought we didn't have any of the books.
I do. All of my, there was at some point growing up when I decided to just hoard all my stuff in my room and not let anybody touch my stuff because people kept ruining and losing my stuff.
Oh, I see.
Row.
Who's rowing? You're rowing away?
Row the boat. If you move them in the back row, then they take less damage.
Oh.
Oops, I moved him up now. Yeah, I'm not getting this right.
Can you move everyone to the back row?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. Okay, you move back. You move back. There we go. So you move back.
Yeah. You'd think since the tentacles are like a whip, you would want to be closer to them to minimize damage.
Yeah, video game logic. What are you gonna do? cure. I want it to fire. I bought a bag of bugles.
Mm-hmm.
You ever had those?
A couple times.
I remember having them like as a kid and really liking them, but I haven't had them for years. So I bought a bag, and I'm still working on it because they're not that great. It's very bland and not as exciting as I remember.
They made it out of rice.
Are they?
I don't know, I'm asking you.
I think they're corn. Just like a puffed corn chip.
You've been putting them on your fingertips and pretending to be a witch.
Yeah, like, not all of them are big enough to do that. I don't know if they make them differently or it's just my fingers were smaller as a kid.
That can't be it.
I think this is going much better. That's all, folks.
He says as he dies.
No, he'll be back. Don't bet on it. It's probably just hiding from us. Ew, something stuck to my leg. Over here. It's alright now. Watch out. I'm going to hit it with a blitz. No, toe. Don't distract me, bro. He's always been a tad zealous. Toe. Don't worry about him. Are you sure he's okay, Bannon? You should know better than any of us. Any moment he'll flop right onto the raft. What the? Seems a little too perky. Ha! Toe! Toe! Take care of yourself, old chap.
So Toe fought off the squid and then ran away.
See ya. And he was never heard from again. Finger and wedge it waist towards Narsh while protecting Bannon. But what about Toe, who was swallowed by the raging waters? And how was Vix faring after having penetrated the Empire's defenses in South Figaro? Is all going according to plan? Next time on Final Fantasy Z.
Are you gonna cut that video right there?
What? No. I don't think it's been that long yet.
It's been 23 minutes. How long are your episodes?
Usually about half an hour.
He was just kidding, everyone.
Vix has worked hard to stymie the efforts of the Imperial troops, but now he desperately needs to escape. He went around this corner, but I don't know where he went after that. What's in here?
Duncan.
Hey, is Duncan out? I'm sure there's a hidden passage in the rich man's house. Find the room that's drafty.
Have we already talked to her?
Probably. I'm sure we have stuff equipped. Don't want to get caught with our pants down.
Yes. Or with your shoes off.
Our sword down.
Tired.
Oh,
Tired,
yes, I get it. See, what all did it equip on me? Kung Fu suit.
Dirk.
Dirka, dirka, dirka.
Something running?
Is that in the bathroom?
Huh?
Or is it downstairs? Is this going to remove my shield? Don't need that. Optimum. Yeah.
What's Optimum?
What?
What's Optimum?
That's just, it equips the best equipment.
Oh. That's nice.
So,
You don't even have to really do anything.
what is this? One weapon can be held with 2 hands to increase damage. I see. Yeah, we'll just leave that on. Let's not pass by the mech warrior. Is this the rich man's house? I don't like strangers. Only people dressed as merchants may be passed through. We need to find us a merchant suit. New quest added.
Kid's already a classist.
Probably don't need items. Do you have a merchant outfit? What the? Somebody's picking a fight. Oh, I get it. Steal his clothes, right? Couldn't steal. I'm pretty sure this is how you do it. Oh, come on. Guardian. Aha, stole his clothes. Here we go. That was like a Sailor Moon transformation.
Fighting evil by night.
Sorry. Wow. So, do I have to go back to this guy's house? Or is it some other location that I wasn't paying attention to?
Do you think Sailor Moon was targeted at teenage girls or teenage boys?
I don't know. Aha. Sweet. Japanese culture is so outside my understanding, it could be just about anything.
It's practically alien. Ooh.
Can we steal his armor? What do you suppose all merchants wear turbans? Are they saying something about merchants? This guy's green. Why is this guy green?
Maybe you can steal his clothes.
Maybe.
So you been watching anything fun recently?
I watched Jessica Jones.
Is that about a lawyer? Single female lawyer?
No, it's a single female superhero private investigator. It's in the Marvel franchise. So I guess...
Birthday suit.
Yes. So I guess the premise is that she, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go from here. She used to be like a superhero, but ended up giving that up because she wasn't very good at it or something. I don't know. She's like a disenchanted drunk. And she works as a private investigator, and she gets caught up.
Going to the inn.
Can't get out that way. She gets caught up with am I supposed to fight you? Okay. There's a villain called Kilgrave, or the Purple Man in the comics, and he basically can mind control people. she ends up having to stop him.
Oh, does she get mind controlled?
She, I guess prior to the start of the series, she had been under his control and managed to break free, and so she's really afraid of him.
Had one of those slave circlets.
Oh, like at the beginning of this game.
Yes.
There's another merchant. Am I supposed to dress back up?